And they need to actually start listening to him and actually start respecting him. And if I can find it in amongst my shirts, it's not that one. Believe it or not, I do have a Man United top. Now, I haven't worn this in a long time and it probably doesn't fit me. And I stopped wearing this because of, well, as you know, the Glazers. You know, I wanted to show people this shirt because even though it has a completely different player on it. Yeah, that's right. So this video is about our current number 7, and it's a bit ironic and it's a bit of collateral beauty and it's a bit of, you know, symmetry. But the last time I bought a numbered shirt was when we signed our big number 7 signing, Memphis, and look how that turned out. So this has been in my drawer, tucked away, because of how United have been such a mess ever since they messed this up, and I haven't worn it. But I did buy it because I believed in them, and it didn't work out. Anyway, back to Ronaldo. And even though it has a different story to it, and it's years old, you know, the people that are coming out and hating on Ronaldo is, I just think it's, you know, I was watching the game tonight and it felt a little bit scripted. There was, even before the game started, there was this whole press pre-match build-up. There was an interview with Bruno about, you know, there was a scripted interview done, I don't know who did it, about how he's dropped off and Ronaldo coming in, and it was kind of, you know, a little bit lukewarm, and then it started building up, and then, you know, they were talking to Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry about, you know, how they were subtly pushing the button, you know, subtly poking the bear. And then eventually, as the game went on, they were just like, well, let's just go with it. Let's just, you know, not hold back at all and throw Ronaldo under the bus. And it's not like this hasn't been, you know, brewing for a while. He publicly stated that he wanted to leave. He publicly stated that he wasn't happy. And that was, you know, months ago. But they didn't let him go because the offers that came in were without a transfer fee. And they're keeping him here on an awful lot of money, using him as a brand, you know, cashing in on all those shirt fees, you know, cashing in on Ronaldo, having him, you know, cashing in on this, videos like this, all the tweets, all the headlines, all the gossip, when really, you know, he turns up for training and nobody can question Ronaldo. He's done everything in the game. He's won everything. You know, any young players at Manchester United that talk to him or ask him anything, or even some of the older players, he probably looks at them and just think, he probably watches that game tonight and, you know, all the talk is about him walking off early. And I would too. You know, I didn't play at a professional level, but I played at semi-pro, and I remember my last game, you know, I played rugby, but I remember my last game, I was annoyed with my coach, but I still came on because he put me on for 20 minutes. 20 minutes in an 80-minute game. That's all I got in my last official game. And it was pointless because I ended up coming on for 20 minutes and I ended up dislocating my shoulder anyway. That was my last game before I went into coaching. So I understand. Anyone who has played competitive sport, anyone who's coached, they will understand exactly what he's feeling. And imagine timesing that by 1,000,000, because people like Ronaldo, people like Tom Brady, people like Michael Jordan, they're not just your average competitive sportsman. They're not just your average professional athletes. They're the best. So imagine that mindset. Imagine that competitiveness. Imagine that willingness to drive and win. And then times it by 1,000,000. And then you're in an organization and you're in an environment where you're not getting that. Of course you're gonna do something like that. And then you have a mainstream media and a press and a culture that just spins it into gossip and trash. And yes, you could say the same about what I'm doing, but look, you know, I have watched Ronaldo ever since he came to this club. I've, you know, grown up watching, you know, United, and, you know, Gary Neville, Beckham, and Gabriel Henze was one of my favorite players. So United has been with me ever since I can remember. And I never thought it would turn out like this. You know, such a dramatized, theatrical kind of last dance to it. To be honest, because we're getting to like a five-minute video now, I really wanted it to be short. To be honest, I just wanted to end peacefully. And when I look back to Ronaldo in Italy, at Juventus, he was happy. You know, his family was happy. He was playing good football. And Juventus were actually better as well. They're struggling at the moment. So I've always imagined Ronaldo would be a good fit at a team like Milan. You know, AC Milan won the title last year. You know, they play with 2 strikers up top. That would be a perfect fit. But I don't want to turn this into a transfer talk. It's late. It's 11 o'clock, and, you know, everyone's going to be talking about, was he right, was he wrong? Yes, in my opinion, he was right. Because if you've played, and if you're a competitive person and you're not being treated correctly, you know, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You know, there are circumstances, and then there are rules. And given circumstances, he's under no obligation to hang around and pose for interviews, cameras, all that crap that footballers do in the modern world. He's probably got some stuff in contracts, but he's also one of the biggest players. He is one of those players and sportsmen and athletes that literally, if he does something, you remember that thing that happened in a press conference, I think it was last year, where he said no to like a drink and he said water instead. The whole world went mad. Just one thing that he did, and everyone literally stopped and went, actually, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. So people like that have more power than you think. And they need to actually start listening to him, and actually start respecting him, and actually start going, okay, what do you want? We'll give it to you. You've done a lot for us. Be on your way. That's what you need to do. Anyway, good win tonight. Sorry about Memphis on the back. Don't need to do that. Peace out.